Hello guys, this is Brian here with a rant video and somewhat a stay away product alert video. Um, and this is really have nothing to do with food or weight loss. This is really have to do with a thermostat. Um, our thermostat was a digital thermostat. I think we have for 4 to 5 years. It's been, I put it in about 4 or 5 years ago. And the buttons on there is getting they've been for the last couple months getting worn out. You had to push extremely hard on the button to make the temperature go up and down to turn on the heat or turn on the air conditioning for the last couple months, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So I finally broke down and spent the $25 to get a new thermostat from Lowe's. This is an old thermostat I took off the wall, and this is a Hunter brand. I don't know who makes that. I guess Hunter does. And the buttons right here are the ones that get worn out after a while. Well, I took this off the wall because you can take this off the wall, and I unscrewed the screws on the back of here and take the board off and see if it just maybe got some dust between the debris or dust because it's been 4 or 5 years. And get a paper towel and and wiped it all clean inside and see if maybe that will help the situation before I went down Lowe's and bought a new thermostat. Well, that didn't help because you still have to press the button extremely hard to the point almost breaking your finger off. And so I went to Lowe's last night. Well, they didn't have this particular model, of course not, because it's old. But I was hoping to get this brand because it was very easy to install, and it's very easy to install the wiring because you have to install the wiring on the wire terminal. This is the back plate, so this goes on the wall, and then you did I have it upside down? Yeah. So this is how you install it on the wall, and then the thermostat goes like this. I still have it upside down. Now this is the top. I'm sorry. The wire terminal's on the bottom, and you go like this to install it. Easy peasy. Never had a problem with it except the last couple months. The button's just worn out. Things going to happen. They don't last for 100 years. So I got a new one from White-Rodgers Non-Programmable single stage thermostat. This was $24. Now they had one that was cheaper for $19, but it really looked like very, very flimsy. It looked like it wouldn't last very long. Plus the packaging was kind of beat up on it, so I don't know if it was used. So I got this, and I'm going to show you pictures of this all installed. I wish I took a picture. Oh, here's a picture of it right there. That's exactly what it looks like. But folks, stay away from this. It's model MP110, made in China. From a name you can trust. Emerson. Oh, let's put my auto zoom on. And I tell you why, stay away from this. Now, of course, you're in the store. You can't open up the package to see what's inside, so you can figure out how to wire these things. Just to warn you, I do have somewhat basic electrical experience to wire things up. Like switches and sockets. If you don't have that experience of doing that, and you're kind of scared of dealing with electricity, because even though it's low voltage, that is still electrical wire that you have to wire into the air conditioner thermostat. So you do have to turn off the electricity to that area so you don't get electrocuted. I don't know what the voltage is on that, but it's thermostat wiring, so I'm assuming it's a little bit lower than regular house current, obviously. So if you're unsure how to do that, call an AC man to come out and do it for or electrician to come out and do that, or AC man can install the thermostat if you're unsure how to do it. But this one was very easy to wire with the coloring of the wiring. I'm going to show you some pictures. So if you hold on for a moment, I'm going to switch to the desktop where the pictures are and I explain why I stay away from this. Because this was the most frustrating thing to install. It almost took 2 hours because of the way the wire terminals are very small. It was so freaking fucking frustrating. And then the installation, the screws that you screw in the wall, they were stripped. I mean, using a screwdriver. Now I did pre-drill the holes, but that didn't help. So I just took the screws from this one and used it on this one. I got to almost to the point of being so pissed off at, I almost ripped it out of the wall. I thought, well, if I do that, I might cause damage to the wall. That's how mad I was. So stay away from this particular brand, and I'll explain to you in a second. So let me switch you to my desktop. Alright guys, here's a picture of the thermostat installed after taking almost 2 hours to install this SOB. I do like how these buttons are not soft, they're the plastic buttons, so hopefully these will not wear out like those rubber soft buttons on the other thermostat. So hoping these don't wear out. So this is after you install it, and of course you can see where the old thermostat was. Here is the problem with this thermostat. See, the thermostat wire in my house is very hard because it's old. So these wires are very hard to bend. They're not very bendable. And of course, you don't want to bend it too much. You might, the thing's brittle. You might break it off. And the opening right there, where you install it against the wall, where you get the wire from the wall, it's not very big compared to the other thermostat I had. And the problem is these wire terminals are too close to each other, so that made it extremely hard to adjust the wires into each terminal. Because they have to go in a certain terminal. The yellow goes to yellow, and the white goes to where it says white, and the red has to be together over the jumper cable. And that was the most difficult one to install of them all. And then the other problem that they had is these terminals use extremely small screwdrivers instead of a regular screwdriver. So folks, don't ever get this model. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Very difficult. So I do not recommend this thermostat one damn bit at all. It was the most frustrating thing I have ever dealt with. Something simple should took less than 30 minutes, and this turned out to be a 2-hour event because all this wiring and a little cramped space. Because, like I said, you have to get in the exact same place to make sure your AC and heater works correctly. Other than that, the buttons are okay on it. It does have a backlight. You can change the settings so you just push a button, the display lights up in the dark. I do like that. My other one did not have that. But you probably run down the batteries faster, though. These are battery operated, so you do have to change them. I would say maybe change them every 6 months to a year. Also, these do have if you've never seen these also remind you when your air filter needs to be changed because of the little display. But like I said, this was the most pain in the ass thing to deal with in a little cramped space of wiring. What they should have done is made the wire terminal in one roll like the other one. And see, here's the little things for the buttons. So this is kind of upside down. I can't get turn the picture right. So this is looking upside down. So these are the little buttons you push to adjust the temperature. But like I said, it was so. Of course, I have fat fingers, so that didn't help things. But still, this is a bad design. They should have made the wire terminal all in one roll instead of two like that. And too close. It was too close to each other. That's what the problem was. You see how fat that cable is from the AC unit in the attic. But if you ever get a chance to see if you can, some of these packages are plastic, so you may not be able to. But if it's cardboard, you'll probably try to open them in the store and see how you can wire these suckers together. But like I said, stay away from this model of thermostat. It's not worth your time, and it's going to cause you a headache. Now, by no means I'm an AC technician. By no means I'm an electrician. So therefore, they probably can do a better job than what I have done here, obviously. But these are designed for average homeowner to do this. But stay away from them. Just pain in the ass all the way. It was just the most frustrating thing. And then the screws were made so cheaply they stripped by using a screwdriver. So it was just not worth it. And I didn't want to take off the wall, go back to the Lowe's and get a different model. That was because the kind of Lowe's is kind of far away from me. So, just my 2 cents. Just letting y'all know, just stay away from them. If you have any questions, comments, please post them below. But once again, it is White-Rodgers Non-Programmable Single-Stage Thermostat, model number NP110. Stay away, stay away.